Welcome back to episode 20 of the No Money Spent series. This is a squad we have rolling in. We got Yelich, Gallo, Olsen in the outfield. We got Eddie Matthews, Tatis, Albies, and Stargell in the infield. And we got Buster Posey behind the plate. I did add Pete Alonso to my bench for the time being. Of course, I'm going to wait to sell him because of the Flash Pack. This was recorded about a week ago, so the Flash Pack was still relatively new. There was a bunch of the second stage of Team Affinities revealed today. I will probably end up doing a tier list or some sort of ranking once all of them get revealed. But we're going to hop straight into an online game. No playing around today. We're going to get straight into it. And then I have an upgrade at the end of the video. Kind of weird. I try to have the upgrades before the game, but I ended up playing a game. This is kind of Albie's last chance to prove himself. I've been struggling with him at the plate. I really want to hit better with him because I really like Ozzy Albies, but I just couldn't do it. We're going up against DeGrom, Jimmy Rollins, Soto, Guerrero, Helton, Yelich, Tatis, Bregman, Realmuto. So this guy has a really good lineup. Probably the best lineup we've faced so far in ranked. But his record is not that great. 25-19 is definitely doable, definitely beatable. And his name is the Simp Daddies. So I really hope we were able to beat this guy. We are playing in Turner Field. Jacob deGrom is on the bump, which does make me a little bit worried, because I have had trouble in past years hitting him. Christian Yelich, however, we actually end up missing that ball. That's a late okay. But because of the shift that's going to get down, and we're going to get a leadoff double out of it. Should we have gotten a leadoff double? Absolutely not, but I will take it. Ozzy Albies, I end up chopping one. Not good, but it isn't too terrible because we do end up moving the runner to third base. And now we need Joey Gallo to basically just put the ball in play here. And we got to run. Unfortunately, I got caught on the changeup. And now it's all up to Buster Posey to try to do something here. And I just missed that fastball running away. Thankfully, he doesn't get an animation. This game is terrible, but that is going to end up working out in my favor. We got a ground rule double. And Matt Olson, I'm telling you, I was just inches from a home run. Multiple times during this at bat. I actually just kind of wanted to show him to you. I was literally this close to making the lead 3-1. But unfortunately, I ended up chopping a fastball that I easily could have done something with. And now it's this guy's turn to hit. He ends up taking ball 4 with Jimmy Rollins on a check swing. This guy was checking a lot, and it was kind of annoying. In steps Juan Soto. Thankfully, we get a chopper, but unfortunately, the way it was hit, and with Jimmy Rollins' speed, we were not able to turn 2. In steps Vladdy, and we get Vlad on the high sinker. It's cheese, but I'm not gonna not throw cheese, man. So now Todd Helton steps up, and we get Todd Helton to ground out, except for the fact that Willie Stargell cannot make a play, and that extends the inning. And you will shortly be able to see why that's a problem. We hang a slider with Oswalt, and Christian Yelich doesn't miss it. That's a 3-run, no doubt shot, and just like that, we have lost the lead in the first inning. Thankfully, we will have time to get it back. And also thankfully, Tatis misses that fastball that I left over the plate, and that is going to be the end of the first. Speaking of Tatis, he ends up grounding a ball. Thankfully, Jimmy Rollins not able to make a play on that, and we're going to get on first base. Willie Stargell now steps up, and I hit a ground ball right to the first baseman. Todd Helton, however, is able to corral it and throw me out. So that's kind of unfortunate, but in steps Eddie Matthews, and we K again. I'm telling you, man, for whatever reason, I just can't see DeGrom very well at all. But Ozzy Albies is able to deliver a nice base hit to beat the shift. You'll love to see it. I just need more from you, Ozzy. And again, even if he doesn't end up making the starting lineup, he will definitely be on the bench for me. Joey Gallo able to walk. Buster Posey, however, I chop another ground ball, and that's going to end the inning. Kind of disappointed with Posey's performance so far, but I do I do struggle a fair bit with guys like Buster Posey, but I am starting to learn his swing, and so hopefully I'll be better with him. Juan Soto ends up trying to pull the outside fastball that's never going to end up going out, and we end up getting a fly out and holding the Jimmy Rollins to first base. In steps Vladdy. We're going to go and dot the corner with a four-seam fastball. That was a really nice pitch from Oswalt. And thankfully, Willie Stargell able to barehand that one and take care of it. And Matt Olson, I was just late on this ball. I'm telling you, if I was a little bit in front of it, it probably would have left. But unfortunately, doesn't get out. Willie Stargell now in the game, and Willie Stargell does not miss that ball. That's a good squared up, and that's going to leave the yard and land in the bullpen. Willie Stargell delivers, I believe, his first home run on the squad. You love to see it. Stargell with a 404-foot blast, and now it's a one-run game. Eddie Matthews now. And Eddie Matthews is going to tie up the game with a home run. Eddie Matthews has been so good at third base, and he has locked it down for me at that position pretty much since day one. Roy Oswalt now. Of course, Roy Oswalt not going to be very successful against Jacob deGrom, so we do end up ending the fourth inning not before we were able to tie up the game. Oswalt, I was having a little bit of trouble locating, and this guy was extremely patient at the dish. Back-to-back walks in the fourth. We got to start to locate. Thankfully, Alex Bregman grounds it to Tatis, and we were able to turn two. So now all we have to do is focus on the runner at the dish, and we won't give up any runs. Thankfully, JT Realmuto once again flies out to center field, and we're able to get out of it in the fourth. In steps Joey Gallo for the fifth inning, 2 down, and he hits it. He just hits it harder than Bregman was able to handle, and so that ends up working out. We get a base knock. Unfortunately, Buster Posey, I chop yet another ball into the ground. Just something about this Buster Posey, especially early on for me, was really difficult to hit with. I gave Jacob deGrom a pitch wide. I gave him a pitch right over the middle, and unfortunately, he's able to deliver. Pitchers who rake, Jacob deGrom. Thankfully, Oswalt gets Rollins frozen to get the first out, and Soto ends up walking. I'm not too mad because that puts the double play ball in position. He ends up flying out with Vlad, and so now we got 2 down. Once again, though, he is threatening, and this might be Oswalt's last inning. Thankfully, he was not swinging very well with Todd Helton this game, and we end up getting a strikeout. And then Matt Olson does Matt Olson things. Perfect, right on the black. He takes it the opposite way, and that is going to give us a lead. Willie Stargell steps in again, and that's an absolute rip on the changeup right down the plate. Unfortunately, right to the center fielder. And now we're going to bring in Amir Garrett. Oswalt had a solid performance, but I just wasn't feeling him. The pitch count was getting up there, and Amir Garrett starts by dotting the paint with a slider and getting Tatis to pop out. 2 Ozzie Albies. So now we got 2 outs in the inning. Amir Garrett is looking really good. Alex Bregman now steps up, and he takes a walk. I should not have been so conservative to Alex Bregman, but he actually brings in Mookie Betts to hit, and we end up striking out Mookie. Joey Gallo now able to take the lefty crime right back into the bullpen, and that's going to give us a 2-run lead. I'm really happy with how the team played. We've gotten 5 runs on 4 solo homers, so that's really nice to see. Juan Soto now steps in again, and Amir Garrett gets him with that slider going the other way. Willie Stargell now, he was bunt dancing, getting very disrespectful, and took all the power in the world for me not to hit him, but we do get a ground out to Ozzie Albies. Matt Olson now steps up and rips a fastball, gets a single, and we were threatening this entire game. This was a lot of people on base this game. Not nearly as many runs as you might think, though, Fernando Tatis, we just get under that cluster performance. Bring in Javi Baez to pinch hit off of Gagne. Unfortunately, it doesn't good to be successful, and so now we go into the bottom of the 8th, trying to hold on to this 2-run lead. Up against Christian Yelich, who's delivered the only runs of today for this guy. Tatis, what a stretch and what a play. Absolutely great reach by Fernando Tatis to get to that baseball. Unfortunately, Kerry Wood leaves the slurve a little bit down. That was a good pitch release, but it just didn't work out for me. Thankfully, Alex Bregman goes right into the shift, right where I wanted him to be, and that is going to help us get out of the 8th. Now Pete Alonso in for the 9th, pinch hitter, and he takes the Vulcan change right down the middle and is able to drive it 4 extra bases with nobody down. This could be a nice little insurance run that I was looking for. We got Buxton in a pinch run. Unfortunately, I got caught. I know Buxton has 99 speed, but I was not successful, and that pretty much ended all hope of insurance. Jason Eastrenhausen now steps into the game, trying to get the close, and gets JT with a big curveball. Lindor now in the game. Unfortunately, the high fastball was very hittable, and Lindor did just that. That's going to be a double, and now the winning run is at the plate. It's a little scary, but Jimmy Rollins now into the game, and the corner gets dotted. Now I'm going to bring in Plesac for the lefty. Going to make sure that I can close out this game up against Soto. And on a 2-2 count, we freeze him with the outside fastball. That is going to be the game. We end up winning. Oswalt was fine. Oswalt was solid. The pen ended up getting it done. And we ended up winning a game that we really should have won by a little bit more. But nevertheless, we end up winning. Ozzy Albies, your time on this team is very limited right now. Oswalt ended up being the winning pitcher. DeGrom ended up losing, and we end up pushing into 660. So I'm going to try to get to 700 by the time I am done, but we'll see if I can get there. And as you can see, we're going to hop into some showdowns because I'm not done on today's episode. Trey Mancini ends up getting a fly out and ends up bringing in Rafael Devers as a sacrifice fly, and that is going to be the showdown. So I have seen the second batch of team affinities. A majority of them have been revealed at this point. And yeah, the Yankees one is fine, but I'm more of doing this for the first reward, face of the franchise. We end up getting those team affinity vouchers. The second set of team affinities is actually super intriguing. I'm really excited. There's a lot of really good players. A lot of people, however, are complaining that they're better than like Mike Trout, or they're equal to Mike Trout, some of these cards. You have to realize Mike Trout is a launch day card, and so he's going to be a little bit worse than some of the other cards. Rafael Devers now, 2 outs remaining, winning run on third, and he's able to deliver a single, which will no doubt bring the run in. And we have won our second showdown in a row. If you need some tips on how to do the AL East showdown, I have that. I uploaded it a few days ago on the channel, so definitely check that out if you need help with that AL East showdown. And we ended up getting that Flashbacks and Legends pack from the XP reward path. Now it's time to go ahead and add our vouchers. So we have 12 vouchers, and we'll go ahead and use these. That is actually going to be more than enough. We had a few left over from when we did Blake Snell, which is super exciting because that's going to allow us to only have to do 2 showdowns today instead of 3. And while I'm adding these in, thank you guys so much for supporting the video. This one is actually going to be a re-upload because my audio ended up completely glitching out for about 4 or 5 minutes. I'm terribly sorry about that. I didn't predict it. I didn't notice it. I definitely should have noticed it, but I didn't. The file must have been corrupted. that audio file, but I am re-recording this part of the video, so I am sorry if you get a double upload in your inbox. It is not a new video, it's just in fact this one that now becomes watchable, hopefully. But thank you guys so much for supporting the video, it does mean a lot. So as you can see, we have 2 vouchers left. I'm only going to use one because we have not done the moment for the Yankees, and that will actually allow us to basically save a voucher for whenever we need it. So I am going to do that. As you can see, all we have to do is get on base twice and hit a home run. The strikeouts shouldn't really be a problem up against the Houston Astros. This took me almost no time at all. Definitely not one of the more difficult moments in this set, which is very exciting because, of course, after this moment is done, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves face of the franchise, Gleyber Torres, to be playing second base for the next few games. If he ends up doing well, I will keep him there. If he doesn't, it's interchangeable. I might put Albies back in there. Or if I just don't need a righty in the lineup, because I do pretty desperately need a righty in the lineup. I don't have too many. So we are going to go ahead and get this Gleyber Torres card, which is really nice. I'm looking at Gleyber's stats. He's got 84, 85 contact, 93, 96 power. So he is going to be really good at hitting. His fielding is a little suspect, but I'm willing to risk it at second base. And we get this gold player pack. And I'm just going to go with the most expensive one, to be completely honest. I don't really have a ton of preference. So I'm just going to go with Gary Carter because he's the most expensive. The pitcher, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to end up going with Oral Hershiser, and we're going to sell those guys in a minute. But we also got 2 silver player packs and 3 team affinity packs from Showdown. Tyone ends up being our silver. For the second silver, we end up getting Lance McCullers Jr. He is actually the Astros representative in the Players Tournament. If you haven't been watching those, definitely you should tune in because they're a lot of fun to watch. But these team affinity packs, unfortunately today, did not give us anything of value, and we're going to add Gleyber to the lineup, and that is going to be the end of today's episode. I will try to get gameplay with Gleyber in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please make sure to like. If you missed yesterday's AL East video, make sure you check it out. Really helpful for the AL East showdown. I did consider putting Gleyber at shortstop, but I didn't end up putting him there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out. Peace.